recording here for those who will come and view this later. So what I want to say is 2022 has been a very different frequency. It's as if the moment we finished with winter solstice, the energy just shifted. And of course, it was over the holidays, and we still are dealing with COVID and going through that wave, which looks like it's definitely having a wind down right now in many areas, hopefully your area. And it's been really a little bit unclear about, how our track is here and how our relationship with these full moon and new moon energies are in relationship to our other work as the IC. That said, I believe some clarity came through finally yesterday, last night. And that clarity is this, that the purpose of this group working as we are is to create such a cohesive field that we're able to hold energy for any one of these frequencies to come through and offer exactly what they have to offer for this moment onto the controller's grid. And because I've been really pondering what my role is, what our role is, and why we've been contacted in this way to work in a very coherent and cohesive way with these energies. I want to say that many a day I listen to the news and listen to what's happening in the world, and it would be easy to be disheartened by what's showing up in the different sectors of the planet. However, we had an experience probably about 5 or 6 days ago where at the household here we sat and we decided to do a water puja. And because we've been very dry here now for quite some time since before Christmas. So we did a water puja and did it very shamanically, and worked with the different medicines that we've learned over the years. And so, and prayers and just, a heartful and sincere requests, and placing our intent on the puja, on the wall, on the altar, and, working with the elements thereby, water and air and fire, and of course the air. So at the end of this, I heard one word, and that word was trust. It gave me pause. So some days passed and I kept looking on my water rain apps, nothing. And then all of a sudden, Tuesday, clouds appeared over the horizon, and I walked outside and I said, cloud people. And I actually called to the wind. I said, would you be so kind as to bring the clouds over this way? And all of a sudden, at 4 o'clock, we had a magical hailstorm over our property and over this area of Santa Barbara. And I say this area because I could look out, and probably it looked to me like 10 city blocks. It was sunny. It would look like it was sunny downtown. So we had hail and we had a beautiful rainstorm. It lasted maybe 20 minutes, but the feeling of it was magical. And we had this same kind of hailstorm last October before we really began this kind of level of work. And I was doing some research in some of the past works that I've brought through. And there's this one offering, and it's called Near to the Goddess. And it basically said something that kind of magical weather appears, and this is an opening to the goddess. And so I feel like this is a directive. So in other words, here we are meditating on a full moon, and once again we have a weather event that says, here, this comes as a blessing, but this comes to remind us to trust that what we're doing may not appear to be affecting humanity, the globe, the weather, but trust. Because if it was hopeless, there would be no direction. It would be prepare. So it's not just hoping that it'll work out, it's trusting. So that's what I feel to share with you. And really what we're looking at here on the planet is a system of control that still very much digs in around power and money, especially power over others. We can never go and vanquish that because that just feeds right into the same paradigm. What we must do is nurture ourselves. And I want everybody to know that I'm suggesting this year, you really do a lot of self-care and nurturing to your vehicle, physical vehicle, and of course your energetic vehicle. And you all know how to do that. I know you do. So prepare the vehicle, nurture the vehicle, because if you nurture your vehicle, you'll learn how to nurture the vehicle that we call Earth. And we're going to do it on the quantum. And I hope and pray that each and every one of us is very mindful about how we live our lives. Okay? How much driving we do, how much plastic we use, how we recycle, how we're kind and considerate to other people, how we reuse rather than use and toss. So just these few things is the beginning of us taking steps, but the other step is really self-care. Sleep, the right foods, the right amount of exercise, but trust and abiding by the what is of what we are in the IC, which is soul. I am soul. I am light divine. I am love. I am love. I am will. Soul design. And then from there, we can transcend to immortal, eternal, and power. But we must get those initial tenets anchored into our subconscious. Those must be repeated every day when you wake up. If you want to repeat them before you go to sleep, it's beautiful. So this must be anchored into our vehicles, into the etheric, into the subconscious, for us to begin this journey of deepening ourselves into density as the divine feminine. Deepening ourselves into density now and bringing the divine feminine not only into density, but holding it in such a space that we link 5D and the feminine together, because we're going to need the feminine, the divine feminine, to manifest 5D on this planet. It's just how it's all rolling out. Okay. And this hasn't always been true. There's plenty of places that may be 5D, may be more dimensional, that don't really honor that, but this is a feminine planet. And this is, shall we say, I don't want to call it an experiment, but it's a formulation from the one to deepen consciousness into what is perceived as density. Okay. So with that, I'm going to call upon us to now close our eyes. Find your breath. Take a moment, if you will, and review the day. Honor the day. And just look at, oh yeah, that. Yeah, that was kind of hard. Oh yeah, that. And just observe. Observe, note, and release as needed. Use the breath for resolve and dissolve. And even as you are able to do that, melt, dissolve yourself, your perception of yourself into our beautiful I see field of love, love, love. Just dissolve into that, allowing density to move in its own rotation. Noting and nodding to it, and then shifting. We begin to honor the space between the molecules and the space between the atoms. Allowing that love just to pulse into and throughout the space that we collectively and most heartfully create together. Offer yourself and your attention to the field. Here I am. And then I am here. I am this one. Let's imagine that we're a galaxy and you are a beautiful star formation in that galaxy. The sun, maybe you have planets, but let's each of us find our place in our field. Allow love, love to guide you to exactly the right place. Allow it to place you. So this requires a bit of surrender. Mhm. Allow your heart to deepen even further. Allow it to become a well. And be mindful of the other beautiful frequencies that are joining us this evening. And in that same formation, find a link between each and every one of them. We unite as one with the one. Feel the strength of what we are. Shift the sense, the strength of what we are as love, 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 love. Allowing your attention to expand in all directions. And now pulse love out through all these connections to one another. Begin to observe, if you will, that the field is shifting now. It's shifting out of the perception of density into a more rarefied dimensional field, a 5D field. And you may see it or feel it or sense it. These lines of force are crystalline. And they're dimensional in that they are able to register and hold more information. Shifting is happening almost in pulses, in waves. The waves are moving through from the center of this field of perception. Stay connected to your breath to assist you in sensing and feeling and perceiving. Stay connected to the breath. And into this assembled configuration now comes Blessed Holiness, the frequency of Ak-Nar. And allow yourself to receive and perceive its frequency. Ak-Nar, Ak-Nar, and Ak-Nar. To expand this frequency to register into the new earth. Aknar draws. Aknar draws. Standing this frequency of Blessed Holiness into the assembling new earth frequency configuration. Aknar draws. And this is, in effect, programming the new earth with its primary offering of blessed holiness, its differentiation from 4D time space. And allow yourself to receive this Aknar into your very being so that you may hold it within your core and pulse it to be, if you will, a way station for it to make its way onto quantum new earth. Feel into blessed holiness, feel into it. We open to receive another 5D frequency. Sarnanja, calm detachment, calm detachment. Sarnanja, Sarnanja, Sarnanja. Allow yourself to receive this up through that which you perceive as your chakras. Holding it in the sacral center and the solar plexus in that area as a repository, as a holding tank. Sarnanja. Sarnanja. Billows up through your field. So now, as the IC galaxy, holding in our attention, Blessed Holiness and calm detachment. Aknar Sarnanja. We place Earth with love, love, love in its exact position in our galaxy. Allowing love, love, love to guide it to its rightful orbit. As frequency modalities, you manifest on the quantum in a much different state than in density. And you have prepared yourself to participate in this awakening. This liberation from control, abuse, and the wrong use of polarity. Your presence in this field is a station, anchoring the frequencies necessary for this transition. And you must own this. In your own deeply personal way. Expand to be as one. Expand to be as one. And love. Let's stabilize ourselves now in this new configuration. Begin to reconnect with your conscious breath. And there is a particular intelligence that is available to upgrade our third eye. And if you wish, you may avail yourself to that by breathing your third eye open. So that we each may over time become dimensional seers. Now allow your attention to just pull in so that you become aware of yourself as in a more immediate field, and that you gradually pull yourself out of our galactic formation and into physical and etheric formation, so that you come back to where you are in time space in 4D, where you are in consciousness in and as an embodied being. So pull yourself back into embodiment. Some of you may feel a sense of staying in this more etheric state. You're welcome to do that. We thank you this evening for your participation in this next stage of evolution. We thank you for coming to consciousness, earth time, and for finding your way here. And the blessing of further love, love, love presents itself to wash over you. Be as one and acknowledge every single day who and what you are and why you're here. And yes, you have permission to own it, be it, live it, and love as it. Namaste.